Art studio lighting, wow, it can be complex and expensive, especially if you're thinking about lighting a painting studio as well as how to light your art YouTube videos. There are a lot of considerations here, and over the past year, I've been trying out all sorts of different products in my studio, trying to figure out which lighting is best, which lighting is cheapest, and what actually works. Because that's the thing, I need something that works for all of these different purposes. I need to be able to see the paintings when I'm actually creating them, but then I also need to be able to light myself well and the work behind me well when I'm recording YouTube videos. I also have another set of constraints, and it's the size of my studio. So I needed to find a lighting solution that not only works, is affordable, but is space efficient. As you can see from looking around my studio, this is a bedroom in our home. It's actually our master bedroom, and I have changed it into my studio. I have all of my computer equipment. I have several printers in here. This room is packed tight with things. And so like I said before, I don't have room for a lot of lighting equipment. So what I started with was just the initial lighting setup for painting. And this always worked for me for years. Basically, what I have are two lights. So this one, these are very cheap lights. You can get them for $10 or $15 online or at Walmart. These are standing lamps and they're very basic. But the thing is that when I have both lamps on and the light above me up here, it's great because the three lights really light my painting well. But when it comes to making a YouTube video with that lighting, it's really awful because this lighting above up here, it makes raccoon shadows under my eyes and it just doesn't look very good. So what I figured out I needed was an additional lighting setup, but I tried all sorts of different things and a lot of it didn't work. I tried really expensive ring lights, expensive different lights that are like kind of panel lights that set up. I even thought about getting the big light boxes, the soft boxes. But the thing is that I have a cat who loves to hang out with me in my studio. Say hi, Mr. Samani. He's been getting into trouble in here. My cat loves to jump at and attack the softbox lights. Plus they take up a large amount of space. And as you can see in my studio, I don't have any free space in here, or hardly at all. So what I figured out how to do were track lights. Now these aren't the expensive track lights that you have some electrician come out and plug directly into your electric, because that's just too expensive. I found some track lights that you plug into the wall. See, they're up there, and then they plug in here. I have a power strip that I can turn them off and on with. And I have one track light on this side of the room. And then I have another track light on this side over here. And I have them pointed up toward the ceiling. And since the ceiling is white, it allows the light to be diffused and reflecting off of the ceiling. And it gives a nice even lighting to the room. Because this was one of my big problems, right? It was lighting me well, but also lighting the artwork behind me evenly to where the colors look right, because color is a big part of my work. And what I figured out with a lot of my lighting solutions that I got is that it would have me really nice, exposed well, no raccoon eyes, but then the background would look dark or not colored right. And that doesn't reflect well for my art business. I'm trying to sell the artwork that's back there on the walls, and so I need it to look good as well. So that's why I figured to have the diffuse lighting from the track lights is perfect. But the track lights weren't the final solution, because I also needed something to brighten my face up, because whenever I was shooting, the track lights only would give a really dark look on me. Everything else in an ambient lighting situation throughout the room would look good, but I would be dark. I found this ring light by Newer. I just love this thing. It is really stable. You can see it's on a nice base down here. So if your cat, who is kind of pesky, comes up and bumps it, it won't fall over. Oh, and by the way, all the links to all of the lights in this video are in the description. So if you want to know the exact lights I'm using, they're in there. You can make the light really, really bright, like so bright you can't stand to look at it, and then really dim. You can also have this be a daylight bulb or a more yellow light. My preference is to use daylight bulbs because it allows you, when you're painting, to have color accuracy. If you make a painting in a more yellow light condition, and so you are applying the colors in that light, and then it dries, it looks great, but then you take it out to, let's say, an art fair that has daylight, or an art gallery that has daylight bulbs inside of it, something that's a more normal light that's not artificially yellow from a soft white bulb. If you do that, your colors are going to change, and that's why you want to use only daylight bulbs in your art studio. And so for all the lighting that I have in here, I have daylight bulbs in there. I made another video that you really might enjoy watching about setting up a cheap art studio. You can watch it here. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.